Hello and welcome to another Betfred Sports video right here in the Quest Media Network studio. Now, of course, it was a weekend of drama in the Premier League, the final round of fixtures, Manchester City retaining the title in dramatic circumstances. Peter, you're looking at that weekend and it was just crazy.
It was. I think back not so long ago when people talk about European Super League and removing the prospects of relegation, for instance, and finding a way of getting all the top teams into European competition. Well, we just don't want it. I mean, with days like that make you realise how fantastic that Premier League is. I mean, I looked outside the window and the streets were deserted yesterday while people were just tuning into that. Yeah. I mean, it was drama after drama. You just couldn't make it up. No. The idea that City were on the verge of losing it because we all knew Liverpool would score, and then City got back into it, and the faces of the people at Anfield. Yeah. And then even when City were drawing or losing, then Liverpool were going to, because they weren't winning, it was going to go City's way anyway because of the goal difference.
I always thought City were going to do it. Even at 2-0 down, said to me, mate, they're going to come back. Yeah. No doubt about it.
Well, they've got a fantastic character in the team and a desire to win. I mean, you look at the performance of, say, Phil Foden. Now, he was, to me, trying too hard. He was desperately trying to get on the score sheet. And yet, he was driving the team forward as well. Yeah. Similar with De Bruyne, he was like trying too hard. But what a fantastic substitution to bring on Gundogan. I mean, he's just a great player. Yes, and they do their utmost to keep him. He is like a fox in the box. He always gets on the end of those because he does a good late run and gets in on the ball. And again, and it's harsh to say this after such a successful game that City won. You do wonder what if they have signed Harry Kane, if they'd got a proper centre forward, we'd be talking about City in the Champions League final for sure, and they would be potentially reinforcing the situation of being legends with a quad because they were that good. It clearly is the missing piece. I mean, Jesus, I was screaming at him to shoot. He forever turning in on himself and trying to make the perfect pass or the perfect shot. It's not going to happen at that level. No. You just got to have a go, and he's just incapable of doing that. And no surprise at all that he's likely to be moved on to make the place for Haaland. Yeah. And once Haaland comes, well, City are just going to swamp it, aren't they?
Yeah, absolutely. Now, Peter's got the odds for next season's Premier League. Obviously, City are going to look for a third consecutive title. And what are the odds looking like for that one?
Well, Betfred makes City 4-7, the only team that's odds on there to win the Premier League next season. Liverpool 2-1. Chelsea, they're 16-1. But next up are United at 20-1. They've come in from 25-1 in the last few weeks. Frankly, I don't know why. It must be the inconsistency until the weekend of Spurs and Arsenal. Spurs 25-1 and Arsenal 50-1. We're getting massive interest from people in Newcastle. So the Geordie armies have been activated. They're on Newcastle to win the Premier League with the Saudi money behind them. They're 66-1 with Betfred. Now, of the teams that have been promoted, well, Bournemouth and Fulham, they're both 1,000-1 shots, as are Brentford, because their season has faded quite dramatically this term. Yeah. Leeds are 750-1 after their dramatic escape. And then we've got teams like Palace, 500-1, along with Southampton. Wolves, they've drifted out to 250-1. But the big news there is that City are odds on to go and do it again next season, 4-7, and United 20-1.
Well, there you have it. Manchester City to win the title for a third consecutive season. They are now priced with Betfred at 4-7. But looking ahead to this weekend's Championship playoff final, Huddersfield Town taking on Nottingham Forest. Peter, I know that you've got a special double because Huddersfield Giants are taking on the Wigan Warriors as well, aren't you?
Yeah, it's remarkable. There's a little place called Huddersfield, just over, not so a million miles away from here, just across the Pennines. They have got both teams playing on Saturday and Sunday. So on Saturday we've got Huddersfield Giants playing in the Betfred Challenge Cup, They're the outsiders in that final against Wigan. They're 11-5 to go and lift the trophy. And then we've got Huddersfield Town football team. They're playing on Sunday against Nottingham Forest, and they're also the outsiders. So we've gone for a Huddersfield double.
There you go.
So Betfred are offering 11-1 for both of these teams to win in normal time. So 80 minutes for the rugby, 90 minutes for the football. 11-1 for both Huddersfield teams to come from to beat the odds effectively and win their respective games.
Well, if it does come in, it's going to be a great weekend for people that live in Huddersfield. But just to go back to the football, we now know that Son from Tottenham Hotspur and Mo Salah from Liverpool are tied on 23 goals apiece. Peter, if a punter did put a stake on that bet, how's that working out?
Well, it's been declared a dead heat because both players got 23 goals. Son got 2 for Tottenham against Norwich, so he must have been delighted that that would be the last game of the season for Tottenham. Mo Salah must have been pleased about how he was used at Anfield because he came on and scored.
Should he have started though? I know he's carrying an injury, but should he have started?
Well, I think that Klopp was thinking that City would run into an early lead, and that didn't go to the script, and he was probably holding back on Salah for the Champions League final. So it's been declared as a dead heat, which means that we effectively pay half the stake. Yeah. So if you're on at 10-1 on Salah, for instance, you get 5-1. So at the beginning of the season, Son was 50-1 to go and win this. So we're going to be checking through to see if anybody was on at that sort of price. Salah was odds on for much of this campaign because he started off like a trade. Then he went to the African Nations Cup, and that's been forgotten as well. So he was out of the
playing
action
a lot of football.
2 or 3 games he was missing. It was 1-9 only a month ago to go on and win the Golden Boot. Anyway, it's been settled as a dead heat, and most people will get a fair return on that.
Certainly. Unbelievable season for both players, so congratulations to them. But just looking at the Champions League final taking place this weekend, it's Liverpool taking on Real Madrid. Of course, Liverpool want to put last weekend behind them. Peter, do you have the odds for this one yet, or will they be coming out in the next few days?
Well, no, we've started getting the odds. The Liverpool are 4-7 to lift the trophy, so that means after extra time and potentially penalties. Real Madrid 11-8 to lift the trophy. So if you want 90 minutes betting, we're going for Liverpool 21-20, still favourites. Real Madrid 13-5. The big issue is whether, if Liverpool don't win it, whether it's seen as a successful season, winning the FA Cup and the League Cup. Yeah, probably is, to be honest. But two in the bag already is quite an achievement, and to push City so hard is an achievement in itself. So that's how I would see the Champions League final.
Yeah, absolutely. Liverpool have played their part in an unbelievable Premier League season. Well, there's always big winners at Betfred. Peter, tell us about the latest, please.
Yeah, we've got a Geordie customer who bet £50 on the Irish lottery on 3 numbers, 4, 13 and 30. He works as a paver, and he was battling away through the rain, and anybody who's laid paving stones will know how more difficult it is when it's raining, because all that silt starts moving around and you can't get your level right. Done it before.
Never done it myself.
It's a really tough job, even when you're putting about 6 down, never mind the whole road. Anyway, he's battling away doing this in the rain, and he thought, I've had enough of this. So he stops working early, goes down to the bookies in Newcastle, puts miles more than he would normally put on. He usually puts a tenner on, and he put 50 quid on. And he's so pleased he did, because he actually turned £37,000 on that wager. He's going to spend it on taking his children to sunny Spain, and that's what he's going to do with his money. He hasn't told anybody as yet.
Well, there you go. Congratulations. Enjoy your trip to Spain. Not jealous at all. Well, just to recap, obviously this weekend we've got the Champions League final. It's Liverpool taking on Real Madrid. We've also got the Championship playoff final, Huddersfield Town taking on Nottingham Forest, and we've also got the Betfred Challenge Cup final between Huddersfield and Wigan Warriors. And of course, as Peter said before, for both Huddersfield sides to win their fixtures, you can get a double on that. That's priced at 11-1. And if you do fancy a punt on any of the fixtures, Betfred stores are now open, but you can also bet online and via their app.